So it's 4:44 and we are live. Welcome everybody.
Hi. Hello everyone.
Hi. Okay, so should we start?
Yes, we shall.
Okay. Welcome to our Seeds of Thought. So Tony, how are you feeling?
Not bad, not bad. And you?
I'm good. I'm really good. So I'm confused, Tony. Are you not bad as in something going on, or are you good?
Oh, allow me to clear up your confusion. I'm pretty good, really. And, yeah.
Okay. So the question is, why do we use negative phrasing when we actually want to express something positive? Like you say you're really good, but yet you are saying, I'm not bad. So is there a lesser degree when we say not bad to the good that you are feeling? I'm a little confused here.
Well, I'm a little confused myself too, and I guess it's more of a habit to use that terminology, and I never really thought of it as negative phrasing. It was just a way of expressing myself in conversation.
Tell us, do you tend to use negative phrasing? Do you tend to say not bad when you actually mean good? You know, interestingly, Tony, when someone is actually not feeling good, what do we tend to say? What is the usual?
Not too good.
Yeah, I'm not too good. So when you're actually not too good, you're still using the word good in there, but you're putting the word not in front of it.
A negative spin to it.
Spin to it. And you are feeling good at the moment, but yet you went ahead and said, I'm not bad. We look forward to hearing from you whether you tend to lean over to negative phrasing when actually you mean something positive.
So for me, I guess, like a lot of us, it's a matter of raising my own awareness to, this thought to word type of language.
Yeah.
And, in the same context, now that we talk about it, there is a very particular, what can I say, phenomena that we use, in negative personal statements quite a lot. And I actually have heard this one quite a lot. And that is, I'm not a bad person, which was the theme of our talk today.
Yes.
Yes, so why do we say I'm not a bad person when we can actually say I'm a good person?
Yeah, exactly. Why? I know you've done some digging into that because that's what we wanted to discuss today. So tell me more. What have you found out?
Have any of you used that phrase, I'm not a bad person? So, yeah, do mention it. Do throw it in for us.
Yes.
Right. So, to understand this better, we actually looked into Daniel Goleman's insights into emotional intelligence. And this is how we kind of understand it. In the course of our conversation today, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to talk about it. So when we become aware of our thought to word patterns, we get encouraged to be a little more positive in our expression, more empowering in our expression, our self-expression, so to speak.
Right. Okay. So you build your self-awareness, and then you are a little more mindful about what words you are actually saying to express yourself.
That's right.
Okay.
That's absolutely right.
Right.
So as I see it again, it's still a matter of duality, this positive expression, negative expression. And you, as an energy specialist and a wellness coach, how do you see it? What's your take on this particular subject?
So for me, one thing is very clear. It is about what energy is residing within us. So it all depends on the narrative that you're saying to yourself, the self-talk that's going on within you. Now, I'm not saying that the self-talk is always positive. Of course, there are layers to our experiences and how we are thinking about within ourselves. But by and large, overall, if we are we holding the energy of positivity within, I feel that is what's going to come out and get expressed when we are interacting or we are talking about ourselves. So self-talks is something that definitely is a hidden layer in the context of what words we are using.
So technically, it's the right kind of self-talk. And because we all know self-talk takes a little bit of practice and you get comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So tell me something. Is self-talk the same as talking to yourself?
Well, somebody might, and sometimes we all do it, we talk to ourselves verbally, like we're actually voicing it out. Now, I believe that it is how we process our information, the mental processes. Now, you know me well. When I have too much thoughts or too many avenues open in my head, I need to voice it out. Yeah, then that is my level of self-talk, but I'm actually talking to you about it. And this is after I've realized that actually it's all jumbled up in my head. I need to speak it out for me to get clarity. Sometimes, just if I didn't have you around me at some point, I perhaps either move to my meditation to clarify my head, or I don't know, maybe I might talk to myself. I think it's about how auditory you are. If you are auditory, to get clarity, you will speak it out.
Right, I tend to internalize
internalize
myself. More. But you know, it kind of struck me that, say about 20 years ago, if you saw somebody walking down the road and talking and hands all over the place, you'd think he was a bit mental. Oh. But now, thanks to technology and a thumbs up to cell phones and AirPods and Bluetooth and all, it's now accepted common behavior.
Yeah, because we're constantly, interacting and someone's nodding their head. Yeah. So So the self-talk, what we are saying to ourselves in our head, I personally think is going to come out in our interaction with people. We're really looking forward to hearing from you. Do you lean towards negative phrasing? And if you occasionally do, does that make you stop and pause and think, what's going on in my head? What is my energy at the moment? So that's some emotional conditioning that comes into play. What about societal conditioning that comes into play? How does that affect us, either independently or together? I think it's a huge contributory factor, the societal conditioning. So we all, in some cultures, we have been brought up and we have been sort of groomed into believing that using something more modest is a better way to come across. So, don't talk too much, too high about yourself. Tone it down. It's seen as a sign of humility. Now, does that really convey humility? I mean, when you say, I'm not a bad person, are you being humble, or you just saying it to, have this kind of, what should I say, interaction with the people around you so that they perceive you more humble?
Right. So effectively, we're actually saying that we don't want people to judge us too harshly. And, having said that, like say about a week ago, I was in a conversation with some friends of mine, and this exact subject came up, and we were talking about it, and I did say, so what do you all think if you have to hear someone say, I'm a good person, as opposed to I'm not a bad person, right? Okay. So I'm a good person.
Yeah.
And the common thought was, if you heard someone say, I'm a good person, you might tend to be a little skeptical or a little cynical and perhaps think that, this person has something to hide. That's why they're saying, I'm a good person. So what's playing in the background?
Wow. There's so many different perceptions that one can get wrapped around. I really love how Brené Brown looks at this concept. What she says is, if you are going to go out into the world looking for evidence that you do not belong or you're not worthy, you will always find it. Okay? So what she's trying to say is the desire to be accepted or to belong to a group of people tends to make us want that reconfirmation from our surroundings.
That's pretty interesting because Brené Brown is one of our contemporary wisdom gurus, so to speak.
Yeah.
However, I'm also reminded of Jalaluddin Rumi, and he's a 13th century poet. And he said very simply, exactly the same thing, but in one line: what you seek is seeking you.
Yeah.
So if you go out looking for reasons to fall into the dark side, you will.
Yeah.
And if you want the force to be with you, you'll find that as well.
So in other words, the power is within us, and we have
It
to
is,
feel the confidence within ourselves. This reminds me of an experience that I've had. Okay. When we don't have, okay, let me first give the story and then we can break it down a little bit. So many years back, Tony, you would remember when we just moved to Abu Dhabi, I was seeking for, I hadn't kind of embarked on my journey of wellness and holistic living, but I was seeking answers. So I went for a course, a 3-day course on how to live better. And on the very first day, towards the end of the course, of that first day, we were told, when you go home today, you need to do 3 good deeds. And when you come back tomorrow, you have to share it with us. So that kind of made me think, like, what kind of homework is this? Anyway, we move forward to the next day, and each one present there, we were around 15 to 20 in that group, each one shared what they had done, the 3 good deeds on that particular evening. And when my turn came, I said, well, I actually didn't do any 3 good deeds because I am a good person, and I don't need someone to tell me to do good things to prove to you that I am good, or prove to myself that I am good. Now, take one guess what happened. Going back to the judgment part of it, the instructor felt that I was being a rebel, that I did not want to follow the plan of the course. And that was not my intention. My intention was, I was proving to her that I do not need to prove by doing good things. Goodness should come naturally from me. Now, I understand where they were coming from. They wanted to pay it forward. The goodness has to pay forward, the ripple effect. I got it. But it's the instructions that really did not resonate with me.
So, as I see it, because you're confident in yourself, and you're confident about the kind of person you are, you were not rushed or pressured into going out and do this.
Yeah.
But what if you lacked the faith in the goodness in yourself, and you felt like, oh, I'm not enough, or I'm not good enough? What then? What kind of an effect does that have on people who feel that way?
Yeah, and this is again comes back to taking and sitting with oneself as to why there is lack of trust or faith in the inherent goodness that is residing within each one of us. Maybe there has been occasions previously during growing years or whatever where a negative experience or some action was kind of criticized, which has led to the conditioning of wanting external validation to let us know whether we are good or no. Right?
Right. So going back to the I'm a good person thing.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily just the words, right? I mean, we can't take just the words at face value. There has to be something more to it.
There has to be. I think it is definitely the energy behind our words. Now, maybe that day when I was not doing the homework, and when I said I didn't do the homework, maybe I came across as, I was challenging the instructor, and maybe, I don't know, I can't go back 30 years. But having said that, you're right. It is the energy of our words that definitely, the tone of voice, the body language, that affects it.
That expresses how we really feel.
I truly believe in that, yes.
Yeah, so let me just try this. I want to try this in terms of words and body language and facial expression or whatever.
Let's see you in action. Okay.
So let's go. All right.
Okay.
So I'm a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a good person.
As if.
And then we also have I'm a good person.
agree with you.
Thank you. So how did y'all see that? Did y'all pick up on the intonation and the facial expression and
And the
what do y'all
reaction.
think? Yeah.
Yeah, so how I was responding to his tone of voice and energy that was behind the same words. I'm a good person, but it was being delivered in a particular manner. But we all like a little bit of validation in life. Okay.
Yeah.
So when, for example, we go back to your 3 different ways of presenting it, and when you finally said, when you first said, actually, I'm a good person, like, it didn't sound convincing. Were you hoping that, automatically, what did I do? I put my hand on your shoulder and I reassured you, and perhaps I would have said things like, of course, Tony, you're a good person. Is that what we're looking for? Reassurance, validation, which we perhaps may have not got, some kind of positive feedback from the world?
Yeah, I do believe that, yes, positive strokes are important for all of us, and we do tend to seek some reassurance at times, no matter how self-confident we are.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it. How do you see this about reassurance?
I feel that there has to be a healthy balance. If, again, I'm rephrasing Brené Brown, if you are going to go out into the world to get the confirmation whether you are worthy or you belong or you're good or no, it also is important as to what you're carrying within you. So the whole aspect of energy. And I think you need to sort of start believing or having trust and faith in yourself, or surround yourself with people who will give you valid validation and feedback. Not seeking it from everybody, seeking with people who you trust to build that trust back in yourself.
Yeah, so there's honesty in the feedback that you receive.
Yeah, like if it's not about caressing your ego constantly, but being honest with you. And I think we're very lucky if we do have such, the circle of people around us.
Yeah, because we understand that we all have some positive, a lot of positive and some negative in us, and at times the negative thought processes might be a little stronger. So the honest feedback in our self-talk is important, and if it's externalized, then having the honest feedback from people whom we trust also becomes important for us.
Yes, and at some point one has to then take power and charge about themselves. So having that confidence and knowing when you have slipped up. I mean, we're all human. We do have moments when we are thinking negatively. We do face negative experiences. What do we do with that? I do remember pretty much early in my practice, I did meet somebody who was a lot more senior in her practice. And I was doing a treatment on her, and she didn't like some moves that I was doing on her face. And she was a little harsh on me, and it kind of it definitely shook my confidence at that moment. Anyway, I went away, I came home, and I sat with it. And I had to really accept the fact that it was because there was a gap of a lack of confidence in what I was doing, or I was feeling like just because this person is a lot more senior in this realm of work, she has a better understanding of what's going on. But I had to kind of take my power back. Interestingly, I met her again after a few days, and I had shifted my energy, and she was extremely nice to me, and she was giving me compliments, and she gave me some books. So it was a shift in my energy that changed something between her and me, rather than she giving me a reassurance just out of the blue.
Well, that's nice. That's nice, and it emphasizes the fact that we need to ensure that we shift our energy rather than expect the other person to start thinking and feeling and acting differently.
And this is why that's why I say spirituality in everyday experiences, because these little experiences are a great sign, at least that's how I see it, to me, gives me an understanding where my energy is at and where do I want to make a shift. Do I want to, shift anything?
We're talking about experiences. What about experiences from the past? How does that influence?
Childhood, you mean?
Childhood,
Oh,
generational.
Huge. And it gets handed down ancestrally too. So that was what I was, we were talking earlier about the fact that it could be seen as being modest and being humble when you don't express yourself confidently. So also what happens is when we are not recognized for who we are, and if y'all were with us on the previous Seeds of Thought last 2 weeks back, we were talking about these concepts. When we're not recognized for who we are, but we are groomed into conforming into a particular way, we feel that we've not been heard. And it does spill over in our interaction with people.
Right. So again, the duality of positive and negative, and that brings us back to the importance of honest acceptance of who we are, self-awareness, which keeps coming back into our conversations. But it's it's very challenging to accept this these aspects of duality in our lives.
It is, but then it is the way of being human, and we have to just know how do we want to process duality. How do we want to see the good, the not so good moments, the ups and downs of life. Again, we spoke a lot about this in our previous Seeds of Thought. So it is the way of being. It's about knowing what is the healthy balance for us at different stages of our lives or different experiences.
And it comes back to our choices and our ability to make change in our own lives.
Yes, knowing that the power resides within us.
Right.
That is what I believe in, and I think,
And, since we were talking about this and we have this very nice theme going, we wanted to share a poem from Marianne Williamson, and it's commonly heard and understood and used in various coaching sessions as I see and know it. And it's called Our Deepest Fear. And I want to read just the intro and the ending. And this is how it goes. Again, it's Our Deepest Fear by Marianne Williamson. And this is how it goes. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. And when we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
That's a beautiful way to
very
look
powerful.
at it. Very beautiful way to look at it. It's that once we shine our light, we are liberating everybody around us.
We encourage
to shine their light. Right. So on this beautiful note, how about if we ask the universe through our cards, our wisdom cards, our oracle cards today, as to how, when we shine our light, how does the universe reflect this light back to us? How does this light gets reflected back to us on the enchanted map of our lives? So how does it get seen? So just like
we did
before,
last time,
I've got how many cards? There are 54 cards. There are 54 cards in front of us. Please give us numbers that you believe would be the universe's message to connect with. What am I saying? To shine a light.
To reflect.
I got a
back.
bit distracted because trying to read a comment. Perfect. Great. So give us numbers, please, so that we can pull that out. And in the meantime, Tony, why don't you pick one by the time we get a number here?
All right. Let me pick a magic number, not my age, because they're not enough.
They're not enough cards.
Yes, so let's go with 32.
32, and I think there's a number that's coming right here. Okay.
Oh, we've also got 22.
Okay. Spirit of Place. This is by far my most favorite card. Let's get all out
Okay.
And then we can,
So
talk
we've
more.
got
22.
22.
Okay, and that's strength. So the first one is spirit of place. The second one is strength. Before any other numbers come, let me talk about it. The spirit of place is really beautiful. It says that no matter where you stand, it carries your authenticity. So it kind of reflects your authenticity back to you. So always kind of blend into the spirit of the place where you stand and share your authenticity so it can share back or reflect that back to you.
All right. Okay. So it didn't mean like in our relationship I should know my place.
If you want to read it that way.
Okay.
Okay, I also think there's another number there, 51, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And can you read? Okay. Ooh, I love this one too. Okay, let's go back to the number 22 that came in. It's strength. And the imagery is gorgeous because it's this woman who I see it as Mother Earth, who is actually balancing on one foot, on one leg, and has the entire earth on the other. So it's like a dancer's pose. So it gives you the strength to be who you are. So when you're shining your light, even if you have to balance yourself, you have all the strength. Okay?
And it is a balancing act between
The duality.
in ensuring that you don't compromise on the goodness in yourself just so that someone else may feel comfortable
So
in you doing so.
Blending into, And then the 51 number is the bone collector. I love this card too because it talks about all the moments in your life when you have been hurt or wounded. The bone collector keeps your essence, your truth with her until you are ready to take it back with you. So kind of take your power back. So there is how I see it is there is a higher self that is residing within us who consistently keeps the truth with her or him protected until we are ready to take it back and really bring it out into the world.
And I think in one of our live chats, you did mention the wound is where the light comes in.
Yes.
Right.
So the bone collectors, again, you may look at it as your higher self, you may look at it as your angels, you may look at it as the universe, you may look at it as your ancestors, is always there holding your truth in your essence, and you can reclaim it whenever you are ready, until you're ready, until you feel you arrived at that space. Any more numbers?
Great. Okay,
No?
so while we're waiting for any last numbers in, I just want to throw it out there that the duality of the positive and the negative, of course, is always going to exist in our lives, and just because we might use negative phrasing, it's important for us to know and to understand where that negative phrasing comes from and what kind of energy we're putting out. So just because we say I'm not a bad person, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're implying that we're actually a bad person. It's not that at all.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And we have the power to change it. I think that is the key message that one needs to sort of remind themselves, that just because something has happened doesn't mean that's set in stone. We have the power to change it. By the way, our numbers, I know what numbers were given were 51 and 22, and you've started with another number, but the actual number on the cards is 4 and 44, and that has been our Seeds of Thought number 44. I feel like I want to pick up a card too, not per se just for me, but for all of us as a summary of what we've been talking. And I think collectively we've been talking about self-awareness through all our Seeds of Thoughts up until now. So the universe does recognize, does honor when we make the effort to show up with authenticity. So I'm going to pick up a number, and it is right here. So the words say stuck in the mud, and this is kind of interesting. There's an elephant there, and the elephant has a little bird sitting on top. How I see it is that even at times when we feel that we are stuck in the mud, we don't know where to go, and we feel dense and heavy, just to be mindful of what else is coming to us. So this little bird is like a birdie trying to remind you that you can come out of this, you can be, pulled out of this stuck energy. And sometimes it's okay to just pause and also take in the insights that are coming in from wherever you are.
Could it also be a reminder for us to be comfortable and confident in relying on someone, whether it's your higher self or it's a friend?
To help you out when you are feeling a bit down and low. And yes, absolutely. I mean, there's so many layers to these beautiful messages. So each one of us will take whatever resonates with us at this moment in time.
Yeah. And talking about this, I grew up with 70s and 80s music, and James Taylor from the 70s had this beautiful ballad, and it's called "You've Got a Friend."
You've got a friend in me. Is that the
that's from Toy Story.
Oh, that's from Toy Story.
Yeah, but that's just as beautiful.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And some of these movies, I mean, they do plant a beautiful seed in within us. Okay. Any other feedback or your thoughts that you would like to share with us today, or questions? Tell us about your experience with negative phrasing or the experiences that we've been talking about. This has been good.
Yeah, it's been an interesting conversation.
Reflective.
Yeah.
And hopefully we all will be a little more mindful about the energy we are carrying within our self-talk, so that even if we do land up using a negative phrasing, truly ask ourselves, is that how I'm feeling, or can I change? Can I change it? Interestingly, with our parting note, I want to say something. When someone, did I say that earlier? When someone is really not feeling good, we say, I'm not too good.
Yeah, we did touch on it.
That really confuses me. Is that the language, the English language?
It could very well be the use of the language that we are habituated to. It could be a combination of so many things, like, not too good.
Yeah.
Rather than say, man, I'm feeling really,
Yeah, I pray that none of us ever reach that stage, but even if you do, know that there is always help out there. Reach out to your friends, to your family, and take care of yourself. Thank you for joining us. We will be back on the 1st of June with another Seeds of Thought. Take care. Bye-bye.
As always.